best way is to show it.
Yeah.
So I'm not an AI expert myself either. In many ways, this model has read the internet, and because it has done that, it has become very good at predicting the next word. And then once you add that word, the next word, that word, the next word. So it's really good at generating believable text. And we can see it, we can test it out. Like this is what it looks like. So this is the playground in OpenAI, and this is how I did the book itself. So I can write here. So let's say a poem about the beauty of the blue sky, and then I just press generate, and we don't know really what's about to happen. So let's see. It did a poem about the blue. Yeah. So it tries to continue, but now it thinks I just want different ideas for poems about a boy, about a girl, and not something that we really want. So maybe I'll give it another, like a poem of the beauty of the blue sky, where the birds, and then we try again. Let's see what's happening. Didn't really get anywhere. Let's try again. Let's put it here. So this is basically what I did for 24 hours. Tried to make this to complete poems, basically. So
It's amazing. You also said that you only did some grammar or topic proving to it. So practically, those were the only flaws to the poems.
Yes, and what I basically did, like this is, I'll show you again. Let's say, okay, poem, fly about and sing. What I did is like, okay, remove that period at the end, make this a small, and remove these. And let's say let's add a break here. So that's what I did for everything in the book is written, but I just did the formatting. So, okay, this is maybe not the best poem, but you can start to see how it works.
Yeah. I've noticed in the English version a sort of musicality in the sense that you can put the words on music, in my opinion. It worked the same in both Finnish and English?
I think so. It's not strictly it's not syllabically, so it's not a set number of syllables, for example. But I think you can have music and then maybe sing them. I haven't tried myself, but I think you could, and I think you could use them if you song lyrics for a love song, and let's say you want to do a love song, and okay, now it's thinking that I want to do articles on love songs. I love the way you, and let's see what it does. I love the way you love me. Okay, maybe a bit repetitive. Maybe let's try again. Now maybe a bit repetitive. So you can see that the way it works is still a bit, it takes a lot of trial and error. Hold your. Let's try again. So, okay, well, now it's beginning to look almost like a poem, even though
it does.
Even though it mentions iPhone 6s. I don't know.
But it's for
placement.
the today generation, so it might be. Why not?
Yes, and that's exactly sort of my when I've been discussing this book is like we're living in 2021. Nobody's assuming that this is as good as it'll ever be. But basically, this is the worst it'll ever be from now on. So it can only get better than this. And I think many of the poems, like I have a few favorites from Almogoli that are surprisingly good, even touching. Even you feel emotions when you read them.
Practically, we already seen and know about automated journalism, news articles generated by computer programs, but writing poetry with AI is different because, as you said, the machines started to create emotions. Should we get scared by this perspective?
I think yes, in many ways, but I think where it gets scary is in other realms rather than poetry or literature. Like if you think about social media, for example, and if you think about the impact that social media can have on people, and as we know, emotions affect people. So if we think about that, there's a machine capable of producing text that affects people's emotions. I think that the danger will be online, on social media, used by different actors for different purposes. Maybe it's, and we can see it now, whether it's vaccinations or whether it's the US elections, there's a lot of bots and artificial sort of influence going on. So I think that is the dangerous part. Whereas sort of literature and poetry, that is almost like a safe zone where you can buy a book like Golly and think about, okay, this has been written by an AI. How does that make me feel? Do I believe in this writer? Why am I feeling sad even though this is written by an AI? It's like a safe space to experiment and experience, whereas the dangerous world is maybe somewhere else.
After your experiment, how do you see the future of writing, both the journalism and literature? Because I must confess, I'm a bit worried because I'm a journalist. That's how I earn my living. So what do I have on the horizon?
Mm-hmm. Yes, to be honest, the first time I tried GPT-3, I was worried too, seeing what it's capable of. And it really comes down to, like, I think anybody can ask themselves a question, like, why am I writing what I'm writing? And who maybe that is the question, because if it is for a journalist doing a quick story on a football match where the only sort of, the main point is who won, who made the goal, who got the red card, and what was the end result. So it's like it's easier for the machine and quicker to do the story. So we can put that to the AI, and then it's, for example, let's say it's for a journalist, for example, let's say you're doing a story on a complex topic like AI and text generation. Maybe you have an AI tool available for you where you you do a Google search or Google Scholar search, find 5 papers and summarize them in 2 pages. And then you read that. So it doesn't really understand the text, but you understand the topic a lot better because it has done the summaries for you. But whose job would it otherwise have been to do the summary for you? Maybe it would have been somebody in the office who is both a secretary and an errand or a career. And then when they have free time, they also do background research for journalists. So if they don't do that background research, it's off their plate. Maybe they get laid off, maybe they get fired, maybe they have another job. So it really depends. How repetitive is your job? I think that is in many ways a key question. Repetitiveness and need for speed.